business owner took legal action after she says the mayor refused to sign paperwork she needed to open her business. Regina Waldrop was in the court for today's hearing.
This is the third time this year that this case has been before a Cook County judge. Today, the owners of the business are able to walk away with 2 of the 3 liquor licenses they applied for, while Mayor Henyard is facing a serious charge from the judge. Frustration and relief for a small business owner.
A wave of emotions washed over a small business owner, today part relief, part frustration. After enduring months of delays and a tangled legal battle, Tiffany Kamar finally stepped out of a Cook County courtroom. Clutched in her hands were the long-awaited liquor license's vital documents for launching her business. These permits are the final puzzle piece for opening St. Patrick's, a family-run restaurant with strong ties to the local community. And her loved ones, this moment represents a major victory in their long-standing dream.
Like he said in November.
Kamar sought help from the courts after repeatedly being denied essential licenses by Mayor Tiffany Henyard, who also holds the role of the town's liquor commissioner. On Wednesday, Cook County Judge Cecilia Haran ordered Henyard to approve the licenses by 5 p.m. Thursday, but that deadline passed without action. The delay only fueled deeper frustration for Kamar and her supporters. This is typical behavior from the big city mayors. She has been playing this political game for quite a while now. Nearly a year ago, I reported on her attempts to pressure local businesses that refused to meet her demands for cash. This businesswoman, a fellow black entrepreneur, is just one of many driven to the brink by Tiffany Teflon Tahoe Mayport. Her long-standing pattern of stalling progress has left visible damage across the community. CHOP has been blocking her every move, withholding the permits needed to open her restaurant, making her bleed financially. On top of the monetary hit, she had to invest more time, energy, and resources just to drag the mayor into court. The lawsuit drained her focus and stole precious time from her goal of creating something meaningful and lasting. Now, the businesswoman has achieved a major breakthrough, while Tiffany Tahoe now faces a criminal contempt charge. This is not just a legal win, it is a defining moment in the wider battle against corruption and unchecked leadership. For Kamar, it is more than a piece of paper, marks a long overdue step toward justice.
Court Friday, Henyard signed them after the judge threatened her with contempt. After the licenses were signed, the judge found Henyard in indirect criminal contempt, but she wasn't taken into custody.
There are different kinds of contempt. What that means is that in the presence of the court, the mayor was disrespectful to the authority of the court because she was asked by the judge, will you sign the licenses, yes or no? And instead of answering the judge's question, she was, she talked in circles. So because of that, the judge held her in indirect.
Max Solomon, speaking on behalf of Henyard, emphasizes that it is important for the public to understand that the documents signed today involved a separate entity and, according to him, that is the only reason for the holdup. He believes this explanation should clear up any misunderstandings about the timing and clarify why the process did not move more swiftly. However, Kamar has a different perspective. She says the prolonged ordeal has cost her both precious time and a substantial amount of money, and now she believes Henyard should be held accountable. On top of the financial burden, the emotional stress of trying to build her dream while facing nonstop obstacles has taken a serious toll. Now determined to pursue justice for the hardships she has faced.
We want her to be fined, we want her to pay my client's attorney's fees, and we want damages.
We are wasting money every day. This building, nice building that people could have used, and jobs.
As for that criminal contempt charge, the judge is giving Mayor Henyard time to respond. This matter heads back to court next week. Reporting from Daily Center, I'm Regina Waldrop.
Her aggressive outbursts are nothing surprising. This kind of behavior has practically become standard for the self-proclaimed city girl mayor. That restaurant should have been up and running by now, generating income for the village. But instead, Tiffany Tahoe delayed those licenses, just like she has done with plenty of other businesses, all while continuing to pile expenses onto the village and township credit cards. And this is not just hearsays. There is documented history behind these claims. Over a year ago, a whistleblower stepped forward, alleging that Tiffany Tahoe gave direct orders to block licenses from anyone who did not support her politically. I saw the consequences with my own eyes. What she did to me and to others, completely unacceptable. Saisha Williams is now one of 3 former employees suing Mayor Tiffany Henyard in the village of Dolton. Williams says the workplace quickly deteriorated, especially once the mayor began instructing her to carry out unethical tasks, like denying permits and licenses to individuals who refused to donate to her campaign or had fallen out of her good graces. Williams says she tried to raise concerns, but was soon shuffled off to the water department and eventually terminated. At that time, I was the only person who knew how to process business licenses, and they still moved me, she said. I remember reporting on this story when it first broke. It was already obvious that the city girl mayor was punishing local business owners who refused to play by her rules or contribute to her political empire. So it comes as no surprise that she pulled the same tactic on this newest business owner. It is disgraceful and spiraling out of control. But now, Tiffany Tahoe has much bigger problems on her hands. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot has just concluded a year-long investigation into how the city girl mayor took control of a once thriving village and flipped a multi-million-dollar surplus into a financial hole so deep. Dolton ended up nearly $6 million in debt. Just last night, the community assembled for a critical update. Watch this. Lightfoot investigation. Good evening. I'm Erica Sargent, and I'm Joe Donnan. We begin at 6 with breaking developments. A highly anticipated investigation into a suburban mayor's finances is finally being unveiled. The village of Dolton is drowning in a staggering deficit, and residents are demanding answers. We are reporting live from the Dolton Park District, where former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot is just moments away from sharing her findings. Ari Montour is there now. Ari, you have followed the story closely. What can the public expect? Well, Erica and Joe, Mayor Lori Lightfoot arrived just 4 minutes ago. Her report is expected to provide new revelations about the financial missteps happening here in Dolton. This is being presented as the village's official financial report. As you can see, the room is near full capacity, just a few empty seats remain. The session is set to begin shortly. Last year, Dolton trustees brought in Lightfoot to investigate missing financial documents that Mayor Henyard was accused of withholding. A few months back, Lightfoot gave an early glimpse into her findings. She exposed instances where, over time, paid two Dolton police officers, including a former deputy chief, more than doubled their annual pay. She also reported that Dolton racked up $40,000 in Amazon purchases in a single day, even though the village had no official Amazon account. But the most shocking discovery, the village is operating at a $3.5 million deficit. And keep in mind, Mayor Tiffany Henyard opposed this investigation from the start. She vetoed it only for her veto. To be overridden by the board, residents packed the venue, eager to witness the findings firsthand. So, why did people show up tonight? Because this is history in the making. We have been demanding transparency for 4 years now. Some might ask, why spend money just to chase down lost funds? One attendee summed it up: you have to spend money to recover money. Mayor Henyard was not obligated to be there, and predictably, she skipped it. Her usual stance? Whatever, I do as I please. But Lightfoot's investigation has now cast an unforgiving spotlight on Dolton's financial behavior. Back in 2021, trustees first sounded the alarm. And now the report reveals that Mayor Henyard's administration actively misled them and the public. The Dolton Fieldhouse was filled with uneasy residents demanding answers. "I'm deeply frustrated," said longtime resident Anthony Williams. He came seeking clarity because most people had only heard scattered details. According to the report, village credit card use had gone completely unchecked. Trustees were often blocked from seeing purchase information. Between 2022 and 2023 alone, Dolton charged nearly $780,000 to village credit cards. Lightfoot says she could not even identify what many of those charges were for, or if they had any relation to official village business. Her work was continuously obstructed. The report makes one thing clear: Mayor Henyard and her close allies deliberately hid the village's financial reality. Much of that deception is documented in Lightfoot's final report. Back in August, when the investigation began, critics labeled it a misuse of taxpayer dollars. That reaction, alarmed reform advocates and local candidates. The investigation went beyond the mayor. Members of the entire governing board, including trustees, were questioned on how things had spiraled so far. Still, current trustees stood by the choice to hire Lori Lightfoot, calling her the only one capable of uncovering the full truth. The moment financial updates stopped coming in, trustees knew something was wrong. After years of running into walls, Lightfoot's final report finally pulled back the curtain. You might remember that infamous $40,000 Amazon splurge in a single day. Mayor Henyard claimed it was for a village ice rink, but that rink, it never opened to the public. While the findings caused public outrage, it is worth noting, this was not a criminal probe. Mayor Henyard continues to insist she did nothing wrong. Reporting live from Dolton Township. Tomorrow's township meeting might be a pivotal moment. It will mark the first session since newly appointed trustee Stephanie Weed officially joined the board last week. With her seat now filled, the township board finally has a quorum. Even if Supervisor Henyard decides to skip it again, that means the board can at last move forward, with key decisions about staffing expected to top the agenda. The simple fact that meetings can now proceed is already a win for transparency. Trustees Chris Gonzalez and Carmen are no longer blocked from doing their jobs. But despite all the damning revelations, some residents are still standing by Mayor Henyard, though she shut trustees out of Dolton's financial records for over a year while secretly burning through taxpayer dollars. In 2023 alone, Henyard's credit card spending in Dolton surpassed $700,000. And that does not even account for the excessive charges made in Thornton Township, where she held power as well. Before her reign, Thornton's credit card cap was about $30,000. Henyard raised it to $200,000 and spent like there was no tomorrow. Let me be real. If I had not exposed this mess on YouTube over 18 months ago, she would still be doing it with zero consequences. No reaction from the district attorney, no statement from the governor. The only ones constantly raising the alarm. Ordinary people from Dolton, the real watchdogs who never stopped holding her feet to the fire. They kept speaking out, demanding answers, and forcing the issue into the spotlight. And let us be crystal clear. This is far beyond bad budgeting. This is the misuse of public funds. People have been asking for months now, where are the federal investigators? Here's my take. They are on the way. Remember this moment: if Henyard will be indicted this year, expect that indictment between April and July. The feds are circling. They did not start questioning her inner circle without cause. Her time is nearly up. But now I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Does any of this shock you, or have you been seeing the signs for a while now? Major thanks to Roland C. for your continued support, and to Creed, Charles Ag, and Samuel as well. If you want to help this channel keep exposing corruption and amplifying real stories, the PayPal link is below. And if you want honest truth, told from a woman's point of view, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, share the video, and let us keep the momentum going.